Hi there, welcome to this live broadcast. Welcome. This is Tina from Tinaheals.com, and this is a continuation of my series that speaks about your love life, that helps you connect deeper to the person you are with by understanding your Venus sign. So I've been telling you about love astrology and how it's very important to understand your Venus sign, because through that do you really connect with people, because Venus is the principle of connecting. So I have made a ton of videos about Venus, her esoteric significance, as well as this is actually the last of the series of Venus through the signs and what to do in the bedroom. And now I only have Venus in Libra left, and I've concluded Venus through the 12 signs of the zodiac. All right. So I've got a ton of very interesting information for all of you. So let's get started. Today I'm also going to be making some more very interesting videos about fixed star astrology, and specifically what are the significations you need to look at if you are going to be an astrologer, if you want to be an astrologer. So that is very interesting. So let's take further. Yes, yes, because that Venus in Virgo, and you have to see how the Venus is coming across, because Venus is in fall position in Virgo. But as I have spoken to a ton of times about the triplicity system, Venus rules Virgo via triplicity. Okay, so what do I mean by that? I mean, each sign is divided into decans, Decan, okay, from decante, Latin. So this is very similar. There's also a sort of planetary signature on each of the decans. So we are now talking about the Virgo triplicity system. So Virgo owns the first 10 degrees. So Mercury owns the first 10 degrees. After Virgo, what do we have? We have Capricorn. So Saturn owns the next 10 degrees of Virgo. So 10 to 20 is Saturn's domain, and then 20 to 30 is Venus's domain, right? Which we know about the triplicity, right? So it's very interesting how, and then of course you have bounds and terms and faces. So that's how, when you see a particular degree of your rising or your Venus or your Mars, you look at breaking it down, not only via domicile rulership. For instance, who rules Virgo? Mercury rules Virgo. Virgo is nocturnal, okay? And the domicile that Mercury rules is Gemini, which is his diurnal rulership, right? So when you look at Mercury, you understand that Virgo, and Virgo mantra is I analyze. So everything is very cerebral, although it's mutable earth, very changeable, very adaptable. Virgo is an optimizer. Never forget that. Virgo comes into an equation, looks at a problem and wants to solve it. Virgo is the great optimizer, as I've told you a million times. So fall position, right? This is a fall position for Venus. So immediately we have to understand that Venus may not express herself in the same way she would if she was in Libra or in Taurus, for instance. Okay, so that's something we have to understand. But when we look at Venus in this fall position, we find some very exquisite, almost very refined, almost very sophisticated kind of beauty, like Elizabeth Taylor. Okay, yours truly also has Venus in fall in the tropical system, and my Venus happens to be on the second decan. So my poor Venus is ruled by Saturn. And my Saturn happens to be in the 12th house conjunct Regulus in Leo. So, and that is again Saturn in detriment or Saturn in exile, because Saturn rules Aquarius. So, Leo is not a particularly solid position for Saturn. And I've explained to you how Sun and Saturn are not friends. But let us not bifurcate. I've got lots to talk about. That was thunder, by the way. I mean, lightning, not thunder. See how we link these things up? It's like word association. So, when you look at Venus ruling Virgo by decan, you come across the third decan is ruled by Venus. So the third decan people are really beautiful, more beautiful than the first and second decan. The first decan is more cerebral. The second decan is more Saturn rules. So, they are probably of your surgeons, those really powerful Virgo archetypes, okay? Because Saturn comes with its own hegemony, its own power, okay? So now let us understand Venus. Venus is cold, Venus is moist, Venus is phlegmatic. And another thing I told you, that whichever sign Venus traverses through, she tends to loosen the organs that are ruled by that sign. Okay, so now we know Virgo rules digestion. Okay, Virgo also rules our nervous system. So Venus going through these, you understand what happens. You get bad digestion, or you correct your food in such a way that you do not get acidity, dyspepsia. Okay. Now, phlegmatic, temperate. Now, I've explained to you how being temperate divorces the benefics from the malefics, because the malefics tends towards excesses, whereas the benefics tend towards moderation. So Venus is a temperate and a fortune, as she's known in Hellenistic astrology. Okay, now Venus signifies all women. Okay, although the mother archetype is the moon, but Venus signifies all women. Okay, beauty, clothing, what we are attracted to. Okay, ornaments, what we really desire, what we touch, what we feel, the five senses. Venus is the five senses, and what we receive with that. Okay, now friendship is also Venus, don't forget that. And Venus being in Virgo in fall position, this may mean that a Venus in Virgo native has less friends, or is more introspective and less outgoing, or not the person who's going to be with a huge group, go out, socialize. No, they're refined, they are introverted, introspective, they like their own close circle of friends. That is the Venus in Virgo energy for you. Okay, now, typically not too many friends. Leave a comment below if you agree with me or not, but not too many friends, Venus in Virgo. I can vouch for that. I'm an introvert, and I like my circle to be really tight. People I can trust. Okay, Venus is also trust and openness. So Venus in fall position, especially Saturnine Venus, could mean that you keep boundaries. Venus wants to connect, but that second decan Venus, Saturnine Venus is telling me it's all right to connect, but what about discretion? What about a boundary, right? But then once you cross over that boundary and come close to me, I have no boundaries. I'm absolutely an open book, right? Now, another thing you need to understand is Venus is exalted in the sign of Pisces, okay? And Pisces in modern astrology is ruled by Neptune, who happens to be the higher octave of Venus, okay? So essentially it's about love, it's about connection, it's the Eros principle, okay? The Eros principle, right? Now uh, a lot of people say that Venus is about romantic love, but I don't think so. I think we in Western astrology we tend to cut down the significations of Venus by not truly exploring it, by labeling her as, oh, not such a complex planet, as I've heard many astrologers tell you on YouTube. But I have read The Secret Doctrine of Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, and I can tell you that Venus is one of the most developed planets of the solar system. Her name is Ushana Shukra. So that's another video. Watch my Venus retrograde in Gemini, so you will get a complete understanding of the esoteric substance or esoteric energetic signature of Venus. Now, okay, so another thing that we must understand is Venus also signifies admiration, okay, elation, pride, boasting. Now, with Venus in Virgo, again a fall position, all these things could be haywire. So we take, for example, admiration. So Venus in Virgo may not be able to express admiration or may not be able to receive a compliment. Like, we have some people who are very awkward. I used to be like that. If somebody would, give me a compliment, I'd be just really, really weird about it. But it took a long time. It took a lot of meditation, a lot of self introspection to understand that compliments is what keeps us going. It's what appreciation is, what motivates us. For instance, I saw on Facebook this project where a photographer told random people on the road that you're beautiful, and took before and after pictures. So before and after you're told you're beautiful changes your whole aura. So it's important to give and receive compliments, especially if you have Venus in that fall position in Virgo and you don't know how to compliment someone, you don't know how to show your admiration for someone. It's important to become conscious. It's important to give compliments, to receive compliments with ease, abundance. That's just very important. Elation. Oftentimes, Venus and Virgo natives are somber. They're not extremely elated at anything. Like, they keep it low. They are demure. They tone it down. So this is again another signification of Venus, how it could play out in the fall position. Okay. Uh, some Venus and Virgo people I've seen, they pay no attention to their appearance. Okay, and I've gone through periods of that when I've not bothered to do anything for my appearance, but I've not bothered to, dress up or look pretty because I have that Venus ruled by Saturn and triplicity. So it can happen to a native who has Venus in Virgo who may not be very open to, dressing up or, glamming up or doing their hair or going to salons. So this is, again, something we need to pay attention to. Look beautiful, because if you look beautiful, you also feel beautiful. Sometimes it's a good way to pick oneself up when we are depressed. And Venus in Virgo can get depressed because that Virgo rules that nervous system. So this extreme anxiety and this vacillation that Venus and Virgo natives feel, this needs to be identified. And once you identified, you know what to do, you know how to work with that energy. Okay. So also a hygiene sense of hygiene may be poor with Venus in Virgo natives. Now for instance, I like to sing, and Venus signifies love of singing, but I can't sing. You guys know that when I make videos I try to sing. I tend to sing anyway, because I used to be conscious that, oh, I want to sing, I want to sing, but I can't sing because I have that Venus in fall, Venus ruled by that Saturn. I said, forget it. Who cares? These are my subscribers. If they don't like it, they leave. What else? I want to sing. I want to let me sing. So, oftentimes, because Venus signifies love of singing, we may see that the native may not be a good singer, maybe a bathroom singer who's quite talented, but may not be able to express themselves. Just go out there and sing their heart out like a Venus and Taurus might, you know. Also, another thing, Venus in Virgo is not amused easily. Another signification for Venus is being amused. So, Nana, not amused easily, okay? Also, laughing. They tend to not laugh so much. So, having them close to you in the bedroom, I think one of the best ways to connect with them is to allow them to shed their inhibition, to allow them to laugh with you. If they laugh with you and they let that guard down, then they are honestly one of the most industrious, open, honest people that you will come across. Venus and Virgos, always looking to help, always looking to optimize, always looking to sort things out. And it's not always easy to be that person, believe me. So, and Venus and Virgo may be conscious of the way they laugh. This is also another thing that I've noticed. So if you are with a Venus and Virgo person, praise them. Tell them, this is the most beautiful laugh ever. Why don't you laugh more often? And then they will slowly let that anxiety go, let that, self-consciousness go, and they will laugh with you. And that's when you have them. That's when you know you've really connected with them. Once when they shed that mask and they really laugh with you. Okay, because it's difficult to get them to that position. Now, oftentimes Venus and Virgo natives do not wear many ornaments because, I said one of the significations of Venus is ornamentation. So not really dangly, heavy earrings, so not, tons of makeup. Again, you have to see, of course, a lot of other things, but generally speaking, they're not really into ostentatious or dressing up really in a very, very overtly glamorous, all bling way. No. Okay? So, Venus is also happiness and dancing. So, I have noticed oftentimes that Venus in Virgo natives find it difficult to find happiness or just be able to laugh and joke and dance. So, if you're out with your Venus in Virgo, just drag them and make them dance, but don't make them feel conscious, self-conscious. No. Okay, that is something you've got to remember because they have a very somber, a very serious countenance. So they're not someone to be trifled with. They're just very, very somber, very serious face they put on, okay? Now, Venus also signifies nuptials. So, in that sense, many Venus and Virgo natives may hate weddings or may even get divorced. Of course, there are many other significations, but this is something I have noticed. So, if you have Venus and Virgo person, don't take them the first day to a wedding. They will not like it. Okay, so allow them to, if it's like a very important wedding to you, if they don't want to go, don't force them. Venus and Virgo natives do not have a predilection for big social gatherings and nuptials or weddings especially. Okay, Fragrances, another Venus signification, many do not use it. So if you're dating a Venus in Virgo, do not spray yourself with tons of deo or tons of perfume, because they do not like it. Virgo is obviously very connected with organic things, and just being very healthy. So spraying tons of neurotoxins on you, which is what perfume is, neurotoxin, it could repel Venus in Virgo, honestly. Like tons of fake fabric smoothing smell, maybe liked by Venus in Taurus, but not Venus in Virgo. Venus is also olfactory nerves. So for me, my olfactory nerves are extremely heightened. So I sense the world through smell, a lot of it. So remember to keep it all organic around your Venus in Virgo person, in the bedroom especially. Now Venus, the lower vibe of Venus is fornication, which I told you that the virtue of Venus is chastity. So what you will see is that many Venus in Virgos actually have a very complicated relationship with copulation or sex. So very complicated relationship, very simple, very cut and dry, okay, not very experimental, or do something wild. No, okay, they're very, very sweet, if I may say. So they do have a pretty dark side, but I'll get to that. Venus also signifies love of children and people. So Venus in fall position may not be extremely okay with tons of children or tons of people. Like I already told you, introverted. They may not even want children. Many of my clients of Venus in Virgo do not want children. Okay, and they love children, or maybe they're just not bothered, or maybe they don't care. Something of overpopulation. So these things I have noticed that I want to bring to light over here. If you are somebody like a Venus in Cancer and you want to talk about children the first date, and you are with this Venus in Virgo person, and you start talking about it, it's going to be a put off for them. So it's something to keep in mind. Virgo is barren. So this is a bit of significations from Baptist Valence, my favorite Hellenistic astrologer who I study in great depth. Barren house of Mercury, we know, is a domicile ruler. Feminine winged anthropomorphic, luxurious. I think he was talking about that, the third decan, or also, of course, you have to break it up into phases and balance in terms. So, by corporeal, a freed man, no offspring. It's a barren sign, Virgo. Downward trending, feminine. Earthy, it's mutable earth, we know that. Uh, Common, it's the archetype of service of the servant, it's the sixth house. Mute, semi-mute actually, semi-vocal, concerned with the body. That's why, it's Venus in Virgo, people are attracted to healthy people. This is something I've seen, they're attracted to healthy people, right? Very changeable, incomplete. That's also something Valence points out, incomplete. Venus in fall position, incomplete, interesting. Common, mute, concerned with the body, changeable because of that mutable element. We understand modality, we understand that. Industrious, two-natured. Yes, there's a Virgo can be very two-natured, okay? Now, another thing that we've got to think about is Venus is women, and a good Venus is supposed to give you benefits from royal women or women in high society. So I have Venus in fall. Theoretically, I should not be getting any help from women, but a ton of my clients are women. Okay, a ton of my clients are women. So again, it's how you use that fall energy. Okay, energy is not just because you have a planet in exaltation doesn't mean it's going to be awesome, and a planet in fall is going to be bad. Nothing like that. Okay. So Venus is of the ninth sect, feminine like Virgo, greasy in taste. The taste of Venus is greasy. So oftentimes I've noticed Venus Virgo natives do not like greasy food like me. So if you're out on a date with them, do not order tons of greasy food. In fact, tons of Venus in Virgo people could be vegetarians or vegans. That's something to look at, and they do not like greasy food, even if they have that cancer rising, where they're thinking of the greasy food, but it's or Taurus, for instance, because Taurus loves greasy food, right? Uh, Venus in Virgo just does not do well with greasy food. Virgo is concerned with the body, but Venus in Virgo may be very concerned or very concerned in the negative sense, insecure about it. So you have to, put their mind at ease. I know that, for instance, I was never happy while growing up, and I was really skinny, and I had a good body, but I never accepted that, and I always try to do a ton of things, and diet, and do exercise, just because I didn't think my body was good enough. So this is something they need to realize, that nothing is perfect, and these Venus Virgo natives are crazy perfectionists, okay? And that is where you need to come in the bedroom and make them feel like everything is perfect. Believe me, everything is just the way it's meant to be. It's perfect. Uh, Make them feel secure in the bedroom and out as well. Okay, make them secure. Do little things to show you care, and that is going to go a long way with your Venus in Virgo. Believe me. Be kind. Okay, be kind. Do not be cruel, for it may turn them off. Or if they like you being cruel, as in they're into kink, and a lot of Venus in Virgo natives are into kink, right? Into S&M, into BDSM, a ton of them. But talk it out with them, because Mercury rules that sign, so they love talking, honest discussions. They're very high strung, sensitive, reserved. So always give them time to wind down and open up. Okay? Give them time. Allow flow being. They need to be perfect in everything, so just make sure you don't start complaining. Just let it be perfect, let it, you feel it to be perfect. They're very sensitive. If you're faking and saying, oh, it's perfect, but you don't think so, they are gonna, know it. They're gonna know it, believe me, okay? Not very adventurous. So that's again something that maybe you have a Mars in Aries and you're dating someone with Venus in Virgo. You can infuse that sense of adventure in them, and they'll appreciate it, because they just can't take that first step. But once you push them to it and then they're doing it, they love it, okay? And they have their own rules about sex, and they can be quite routine when it comes to their sexual expression. So without being rude, or without being breaking their confidence, try to push them towards more adventurous maneuvers in the bedroom, right? They may appear aloof, but they are not, okay? They're actually very insecure, especially when they are young. Venus in Virgo, if I mean 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 till 25, they're very, very insecure. Like, and that's why they have that face that, I'm aloof, I'm unapproachable. But inside, they have like jittery nerves. Virgo rules the nervous system. Another thing that could piss a lot of people off is clean the house with them. If you're going to get into this very beautiful sexual vibe with them, clean the house with them. Even Jordan Peterson says, when everything is clustered and nothing is moving forward in your life, clean your house, clean your space. And if you're having problems, a conflict with your Venus in Virgo, sit them down and clean your space with them. They will really appreciate it, and sage the place as well. They, even if they're not spiritual, they will become spiritual if you show them the path, okay? Many want to be slaves, both men and women with displacement, both Mars and Venus in Virgo actually. So if they have an interest in kink, then develop that interest. If of course that interests you, if it doesn't, then maybe you're barking up the wrong tree. Allow, just keep a safe word because they're very thorough, so they like a safe word. They're not like that Venus and Scorpio where they just no safe words. Let's just do it. Keep a safe word. Word Mercury, right? So the Babylonians knew Virgo as the pharaoh, the sign they call Virgo the pharaoh. And in sidereal Virgo, the main nakshatra is Hasta nakshatra. Now, Hasta nakshatra women are sort of, they're very fond of honesty. Uh, they can be very faithful. It's a Virgo thing. They have fleshy breasts and they're generally happy, absent, happy in bed, and they want to connect with you deeply. So it's not such a difficult thing, Venus in Virgo in fall position, to deal with and find love with the one such native. They like to go long term, of course. They are not gonna, shift and flux and change. So better not play with their heart. That's my only request to you. And thank you so much for listening and being part of my journey. See you soon. Bye bye.